Okay, doing a video here to to demonstrate some of the features of our new scheduling and customer management, lead management system. This video is going to focus on some of the features that the marketing department we will be using on a daily basis, and in particular, we're going to focus on kind of the basics of how the database is set up and how folks in the marketing department will move around the system. So the purpose here, I've got 4 different things. One, this is just an initial demonstration of some of the functions, like I said, for the marketing department. We're trying to set a foundation for future individual training, which will be taking place over the next couple months. And also, we're going to kind of set a foundation where we can do future training videos in the for some of the more advanced features of this system. Again, the purpose of this, we're going to focus really on how the database is set up for lead records, records that are on the new homeowner list, and then show how we will set those up so we can set appointments and track appointments for those potential customers. Okay, so some of the specific topics we're going to get into, we're going to go through how you would basically open the system and search for what I call lead records. That's records of potential customers who we have never done any service for, really never had any contact with. We'll also go through, as part of that, how you search for our current customer database to see if they've had any prior relationship with our company. As part of this, we'll go into demonstrate how once you talk to a potential customer or lead, and if they're interested in service, we'll go into how you create a customer account for that person. As part of this, we're going to demonstrate how the PIC procedure will work for somebody that was previously a customer. I think when you see that, maybe you'll understand, get a little bit better idea how this system is set up differently than our current lead management and customer management systems. Then we're also going to go in and actually create a service order, which will become an appointment. We're calling every appointment a service order because we're assigning a number to each appointment, and we will track every appointment by the service order number. And within the service order, there's all different features to allow us to track information, and we'll go over that. Again, I would just said track service order information, and also we're going to go in and actually set an appointment so everyone can see how that works. One thing here, I want to go over some system basics that everyone will need to understand as far as how this system works. And really what we've done is, and if you watch the first video that we did, we've taken our current accounting system, Navision, which all of our current customer information sits in, and we've added functionality for marketing, for the marketing department, the lead management system, functionality for what's in customer management now, and incorporated, and scheduling, incorporated all into the same system as our accounting package. And so what we've ended up with is, for marketing purposes, we're going to have 2 databases. One is where we hold the new homeowner records. Right now, all the new homeowner records sit in the lead management system. We import them on a monthly basis. And when a potential customer or lead calls in, as everyone in the marketing department knows, you find the record in lead management, and then you actually just start, the process of creating an appointment ticket and setting an appointment from lead management. Well, in this system, it's a little bit different. The new homeowner list is going to sit as a separate database within the system. And what you'll do is, as soon as a customer, someone or potential customer who is on the new homeowner list calls in for service, or calls in or they're interested in service, the first thing we're going to do is, if we've had no previous relationship with that customer, we're going to create a customer account for them. So there'll be 2 databases, like I said, one for new homeowners and then one for our current customers, people that have actually used our service. But and one thing to remember, it's very important, as soon as a potential lead calls in for service, or they're interested in service, talking to someone in the marketing department, we're going to add them to our current customer database. And that's the only way that we can work with that customer and set an appointment or set them up to be called in the future for a callback is if they're part of our current customer database. So anyway, here, this is kind of what I was just talking about. This is how the procedure will work. So let's assume that someone calls in and they're interested in service. The first thing we're going to do is search our current customer database, and it's very easy and simple to do, to see if possibly they were a PIC or if we've had some prior relationship with that homeowner. Okay, if we don't find them in our current customer database, we'll go to the what I'm calling the contact database, where the new homeowner information is sitting. If they are in the new homeowner database, in order for us to start the process of setting an appointment or setting them up for a callback or sending them information, we must create a current customer account. I have that here. And if we don't find them anywhere, maybe if they found us on the internet, or maybe it's refer a friend where they're not on the new homeowner list, never been in our customer database, then we'll go ahead and create a customer account for that homeowner. So like I said, it's a little different. Going back here, again, we've got two databases. One is for what I'm calling our customer database, which is anybody who's a current customer. Maybe they were a PIC previous customer, their information is still there, or maybe there's someone that we're talking to trying to set an appointment for. But anybody who the marketing department will be trying to, set an appointment for, maintain contact with, will be, that record will have to be in our current customer database. And I'm going to demonstrate that. I know it's probably a little confusing right now in this presentation, but we're going to demonstrate that process. Okay, again, I've just kind of gotten ahead here of the presentation. Points I want to make. Again, as soon as a marketing department makes contact with a potential lead, we're going to create a customer account. That's how the system works, and that's the only way you can create a service order or an appointment is when for a customer is if they're sitting in our current customer database. Again, and then we'll create a service order. I have that here, and the service order will have its own unique number. And the fourth point here is it'll allow us to track that information from the beginning of the process to the end, whether it's produced or canceled. Okay, before we get started and we actually go into the system, I just want to make sure everybody knows this is a very basic demonstration. There's a lot of functionality within this system that we're not going to cover in this video, just again because there's a lot of features, and it's just for purposes of time, and I don't want this video to last for 5 hours. So we're going to keep it very basic and just try to give everyone just an understanding of how the system works. We're going to provide more training videos over the next couple of weeks as we get more in depth into certain topics, and we will be doing intensive individual training over the next few months, so everybody will understand how this system works. Last point is, keep in mind the system is still in the development stage. I think it's about 90% complete. Once we get the training, during the training process, we're going to find things that need to be changed, and we're aware of that. And I think once we get probably to around the October or September timeframe, when we're a couple months into training, we should have made changes along the way. And I think the system will be complete and ready to use, probably sometime during the month of September. Okay, well, now it's time to actually open the system. And the way we do that, we go to remote desktop, just like we do now with our current systems. We've got a server where the test system is sitting on. So I'm going to open that now. And the actual link to open the program is right here. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to just kind of simulate what would happen if I'm a marketing department representative, and how I would get into the system. And then we're going to simulate a new potential customer lead calling in for service and what the procedure would be. So remember before I said in the presentation that there were two databases, one for new homeowners, or kind of where the new homeowner list is going to sit, and then another for current customers where, and again, that's not just, when I say current customers, it's not somebody necessarily that has an active contract with our company. It could be someone who had a contract 2 years ago that would, be a possible PIC. It could also be someone that the marketing department talked to 6 months ago, and that we've set them up as a customer so that we could set an appointment for them at a future date. So let's pretend that we've got a homeowner who's called in. Maybe they saw one of our Facebook ads, and they're interested in service. So they call in and they get a marketing representative on the phone. First thing the marketing representative wants to do once they talk to that customer is see if they've ever been a customer, if we have a record of their home or their residence, or again, if they've ever had any relationship with our company. So you would go to our current customer database and click here. That's this cube here for current customers. Okay, now this is a list of our customers, but the best way to search is to actually open the very first one, and I'm going to do that now. And what comes up is what we call our customer service card. And this is just a form that contains all of their basic information: name, address, phone number, email, phone numbers, what type of structure they have, what area they are. In this system, it's the area and sub-area have different terminology. We've got area MC or MC4, and then they're in sub-area 1. All of the accounts in the test system are for Maryland right now. Or should I say service area is MC, area MC4, sub-area 1. So all of this information is on the customer card, and this is where we edit and maintain just their basic customer information. Also here is where we keep their contract information. So you go down here to this tab called Renewal Info. I'm going to highlight this here, and this is where you can tell whether or not they have an active contract with our company or not. Again, this tab here, Renewal Info, you click here, and you can see their current contract information. Well, you can see this person actually has 2 contracts with us. They have a 2-year termite and pest control and a 1-year pet lovers. So, but again, what we said was we were simulating that somebody's called in for service. So let's go in and look, and let's see if that person has an account with our company. So I would think that one of the first things the marketing department would ask for is an address. And you see here we've got a field for their street address. I'm going to click in that field, and I see the cursor is in this field. Highlight that there. In order to search by this field, you go here to Go To. See up here at the top, Go To. That's the equivalent of search. So hit Go To, and then you type in basically the first characters of their street address. So let's say they said their street address is 5800 Echo Lane. I'm going to put in 5800 Echo. That one did not come up, okay? So that would tell me that they are not a customer or they're not a customer at this time. So let's go in and let's say, okay, we've checked their street address, we don't see that, but let's see maybe if we have a phone number. So now I'm highlighting the phone number field, and I'm going to put that in. Okay, again, no match found for phone number. So you can go into any one of these fields and search by Go To. It could be any one. If you wanted to, search for any one of the phone number fields, address, email address. Let's just say I can show you how you find some. Let's go to last name. And I'm going to go to, let's say their last name is Brady. Okay, now we do have one with Brady, so Justin Brady comes up. You can see here it says go to next. Let's say it's not Justin Brady you're looking for, but maybe it's somebody else with last name Brady. Hit go to next. This one comes up, Michael and Jessica Brady. You see it's a different account number, different information. Go to next again. We got one more, Timothy Brady. Okay, now we got to the end of the list, so now it's going back to the beginning of the list. So again, any of these fields, what if you want to search by email address? And let's put in my name here because I've got a couple different email addresses that I've put in the system. Here we go. Now this record comes up here by email address. So again, we're just keep in mind what we're doing here. This is simulating somebody calling in to, again, the marketing department, and we're trying to determine if they currently have an active contract with our company, which is here under the renewal info. This would be an example of somebody that does not have an active contract with our company. If this person had called in, we would actually use this account to create a new service. But let's go back. We're going to use the original customer. So we're here. So we couldn't find Julie, the person at Echo Lane, and her name was Julie Meyer. So what we would want to do then is we'd want to go to the contact list, which, if you remember going when we open the system, is right here. This is a list of like everybody that we've imported from the new homeowner list. They're not actual customers of the company. We've never had any relationship with that person, but their information sits here on this list. So we open this up, and what we'd want to do, we'd want to see if the person who is called in is sitting here where they were on the new homeowner list. Want to see if they're here, and then we're going to create a customer account for that person. So same thing, I'm just going to open up one of these contact records here. Just going to click on it. And same procedure, you see this go to button here? You can go in, select any one of these fields, and search that field by the go to button. So again, we said that address was 5800 Echo Lane. I'm going to hit go to 5800 Echo. Here it pops up, Julie Meyer. This is the person that has just called in. So another thing that we have here in the contacts, if we had created a customer account for this person, their customer number would be listed here, so this is blank. So we know that we have no customer record for this customer, and they're interested in service, so we're going to need to create a customer record for this person. So you see this button here, actually it says customer. This is where we'll take this from a lead record that is sitting what I would call contact list or new homeowner list, and we're going to create a customer account. So I press this button here. It says, do you want to create a contact, Julie Meyer as a customer using a customer template? I hit yes, hit OK. Now we've created two things have happened. We've created a customer account for this customer. You see here, they have a customer number. And we've also created a service order here, which is basically a numbered record of an appointment. This is going to allow us to track a potential appointment for this customer and actually set an appointment for service. So it's really, and this is an important concept, these are two separate forms. One, this is the service order, and then if you click here, notice over here to the right, we've got, you see that account number? That is a link to their customer card, which we were looking at before. So I click here, and I hit edit, and you see here is all their basic information. Name, address, email, type of structure, phone number. And for somebody who's called in initially, we would go in and fill out this information. You may ask them for their email address. You may verify all records are set up with the initial structure code of slab. You may ask them what type of structure they have. Maybe they tell you it's a basement. Maybe you get an additional phone number. Maybe it is a property address. It's a separate billing address. We have a field here or a checkbox for rental property. You could possibly go in and fill in their information for contact for a property manager, something along those lines. So anyway, so that's again, this is where you keep the permanent record. But in order, and again, down here, you see this is where we're going to maintain their annual contract information. And this is really going to be used more by the customer service department as part of the renewal process. But somewhere as we're in the process of setting the IC, we would need to fill in here what type of contract the customer is interested in. So if they said they were interested in maybe like a 1-year termite pest control, you would go here and select the plan type and then the price that they're interested in. Okay. So we've basically filled out here, again, part of the process would be filling out their basic customer information. Now, in order to set an appointment, we would need to use the service order. And if you see here over to the right, we've got this one here and it says orders. That's telling us that there is an open service order for this customer, and it's created automatically as soon as you create an active customer from a lead. So we're going to go in right now and actually create an appointment. So what I would do is I'd click on orders, and here's the list of all service orders for this customer. I'm going to hit edit, and I've got this service order sitting here. Again, it's a numbered order. We can track it by this number, and this will allow us to set an appointment for this customer. Notice here, responsibility center and assigned user ID, it will track who is working the service order by their login to remote desktop. So I logged in as administrator, and it's set up where the administrator's in the marketing department. So that's set up here. So we can track appointment information by user and by responsibility center or department. So the first thing, we're going to say the customer's interested in a 1-year IC PC. So we've got their name, address, everything is already filled in here on the service order. So what we would want to do is let's just say they're interested right away and they want to set an appointment. What we would do is we would go here to lines. We've got a menu here. I'll put the X right there. And we're going to pull up a list of all of our service items. So I go here, you see the service item template. That's synonymous with service list. Pull this up, and you see here we've got a service called 1-year termite and pest plan. What I would do is I would highlight this, hit OK, and hit refresh. Now it's listed here. Service line items is where the system just makes a list of everything that we're selecting, all the appointment information for this customer. Let's say in addition to the termite and pest plan, the customer said, you know what, I'm interested in your mosquito service. So you go back here to line, service item template, which is again a list of services. We find mosquito service here. Hit OK, hit refresh. Now you see we've got a 1-year termite pest plan and a mosquito service. Notice here we have a tab called Service Line Details. This is where the system totals the price, the total price for the services here. it also totals the hours that it's going to take to do each service. So the system is, it's set up where it's 1 hour for the initial termite and pest and 1 hour for the mosquito. So that's a total charge of $455. Now we have functionality set up for minimum down payment, where the system will say, okay, the customer needs to put a certain amount down. So anyway, so for purposes here, we're going to say that the customer is going to make a $200 down payment. So what you see here is that the system is automatically computing that the total charge is $455. The customer is paying $200, which means it leaves a net of $255 that needs to be billed. Now, this $152.40, this is simply the minimum amount that needs to be put down. You don't need to do anything with this information other than make sure that the down payment is more than the $200 here. One thing too that could also come into play is a paid in advance. And let's say that the customer said, you know what, instead of making a $200 payment at the time of service, I'd rather go ahead and make a payment now. We have a tab here down at the bottom called Payment tab. And I'm just opening up here, it says Payment. And what we would do here is you could go in and fill in payment information and submit a credit and process a credit card. So we have payment, credit, and then let's say the customer is going to pay $200. Okay, you go here to submit credit card request, and then it pops up with credit card number, expiration date, CVV code. You could fill this in and submit a credit card payment. I don't have it linked to a credit card system, so I'm just going to simulate it now just by hitting cancel. Let's assume we got an approval, and then it would say, don't forget to invoice the payment. We've got a button here at the top for invoice payment, which means we'd actually post the payment to their account. Okay, so now the payment has been posted to their account. You see here they've got a balance of negative $200. Now what we would want to do is go in and say, okay, we're going to take that payment and apply it to this service. So you click on Advanced Payments, select the payment, go here to Amount to Apply. This is a little awkward, but it works. Hit OK. Now you see here they've got a PIA for this for $200. You can remove the customer down payment because they're not going to pay at time of service. They're paying using the advanced payment or the PIA. So I know it's a process right now with logging into the First Data system, using a passcode to get process a credit card. Everything is done right here in the new system, and I wanted to demonstrate that. So anyway, so they're going to pay $200 at time of service. They're going to still have a net amount due of $255, and let's say they're going to pay that in 7 installments. So what you would do is click on Enable Installment and then select the number of installments that the customer wants to use. And the system here automatically computes the installment amount. Let's say we wanted to make the amount of installments 5. Audit changes to 51. Let's say you change it to 2. Automatically changes to 127.50. So the system is doing the math for us. Okay. So we've said, okay, we want to do again an ICPC and a mosquito service total $455, and again paying $200 down and 2 installments of $127.50. Let's actually make it 7 installments, change to $36.43. Now let's say the customer says, oh, you know what? I have a Facebook coupon for $20. You see here we have coupon amount and voucher type, voucher code. We can go in here and put in an amount for the coupon of $20. Select Facebook coupon. Let's just put in a voucher code of 444. Notice now that the net service charge has changed to $435. So the total price has been reduced by $20. The net amount to bill is now $235, and the installments are now $33.57. So anyway, so we have functionality. You just put the coupon in right there. Okay. So now the appointment is ready to be set. So let's go in and show how you would set this appointment. Okay, we go back here to line, this menu here. Select this, and you go to resource allocations, the very top item here. And this is really the resource allocation, you can call it view schedule. And it's going to show you a list of everybody who's available to run this appointment. Today we've got Luis on the schedule. Tomorrow we've got Luis. On Monday it's Ray. So we have said, if you go back to the service order, that this is going to take 2 hours. So we're just going to leave it at 2 hours for now. So it's going to be a 2-hour appointment. Go to resource allocations, and we'll set it for Luis on Friday at 9 a.m., which is tomorrow. So you highlight the Friday appointment time of 9 a.m., hit here, this button, auto allocate hours, and this will actually insert the appointment, or actually take this appointment time. So I hit auto allocate hours, I hit OK, go up here, hit refresh. Now you see on the service order, it's showing who the appointment is set for. Luis, 9 a.m. So it's actually, this appointment time is taken. Okay, a couple things I want to show you that it relates to finalizing the appointment information. One, we have this field here called routing notes. And these are notes specifically for Amy, as she would be finalizing the schedule. If there was something you wanted her to see, like Luis only, you could put that here. And then behind the scenes, this would be available to her as she works to finalize the schedule. We have this field here called technician notes. This is for information specific to this appointment that you would want the technician to see. And it could be something like ants in kitchen and possible termites. And this will appeal on the appointment ticket that the technician is going to use. So if we actually have a link here, and before we get to that, let's look down here. Also, we also have fields for target pest, where you would fill in for mosquito. And let's say for the termite plan, we want them to, there may be an ant issue, you would select that there. We also have fields for tracking commissions, and it's done separately from the responsibility center here. So let's say that this was Ashley is the person who set this originally. Go in and you could put her information in here. If maybe a technician had set up one of these, like a field sale IC, you could have this list here to go and select a technician. And we've got a report set up in the system that will track by appointment who should get credit for each individual item here. We're not tracking it by the service order, we're tracking it by each individual item. And when it's actually produced, the system will then track that information. Same thing, we have a field here for source, so we know the advertising source that each one of these came from. So for the IC came from the new homeowner list, and I know it's not realistic, but let's say the mosquito came from a tech sale, you would put that in there. So now we've got a report up here, and it's actually the appointment ticket. It has a different name in this system. It's called service order detail. I'm highlighting it here. I'm going to open it up so you can see what the technician is going to see, which, as we all know, they need the appointment ticket. So here you see the two items that we've set, the termite service plan and the mosquito, and the prices. They're both listed there. The tech would see the target pest that we listed. They would also see the plan type that we have set up initially. And then you see the notes, ants in the kitchen and possible termites. It has the tech name, customer address. It has all of the payment information, total charge $455, less the coupon, net service charge of $435, and then also that it's applied advance payment, which means that it's a PIA, that they don't need to collect anything from the customer. If there were going to be a customer down payment, it would be here under customer down payment. That's how much the customer would pay at the time of service, and then you see the installment amounts here. We also have a field here, and I'm going back to their customer card, which again, the link to that is here. And again, customer card is where we keep their permanent information. Again, here's their account number. We have, and I'm hitting edit to edit the customer card. We have a note field here. This note field will appear on every appointment ticket. It's permanent. So if there was something that we would need, to put on there for every single appointment, such as, customer answers side door of house or something like that, you would put that there. Okay, and I'm back to the service order. Now you see it appears here on the service order, customer answered side door of house. If you click here on the actual appointment ticket, you see now this appears as this permanent note appears there. Just an extra feature, allows us to give the technician more information. So we've gone through the process again. Let's go back to where we started here. We okay, I'm going to open the system again. I didn't mean to. I just closed out of it. But we started with searching for someone called in for service. We clicked on the customer database to see if they were a current customer. And see if we've ever, serviced their house in the past. Maybe they were a PIC. They were not. So then we went to our contact database, which is here, and we did a search for that person. And let's go ahead and search for them again. Okay, let's just search by last name. I believe their last name was Meyer, and I'm going to go to search for Meyer. Yeah, and here was that address. So at the time, they were not a current customer. They were simply on the new homeowner list, but we created a customer account by pressing this button, and here you see their customer number. And so now if we go back into the system, and we go into the customer database, and we'll search for that person by their address. So again, the way I suggest doing the search, open the customer list, click on the very first one, go into whatever field you want to search for, hit go to, and it was, I'm in address, and their address was 5800 Echo. Okay, and here comes this account, Julie Meyer, 5800 Echo Lane. And then you see here on the right, you see orders. This is service orders. This shows whether or not there is a service order that is open for this customer, and you can see there's one. And it's very important that you look for that. We go to that actual service order. It gives you a list. You hit edit to open it. Okay, then you can see we've got the appointment set for Luis. You go down here, you can see it's for a 1-year termite and pest control plan. So again, somebody called in for service. We looked for them in our current customer database. We went to contacts. We created a customer account, and here's their account number. And then we set an appointment for a new IC for that customer. I have one set up that I want to show is, let's see what would happen if somebody were actually had been a under contract in the past, in which case they would be a PIC. So let's go back just to the very beginning here. Okay, and this is our customer list. Let's say someone called into marketing and said, yes, I'm interested in possibly going under contract. Well, the first thing the marketing department would do is see if they're in our customer database. So again, the best way I think to do that, you click on a customer account, then via the go-to field, you do a search. So I click on address, I hit go to, and this address is, let's see, we've got one here that would be let's say it's 500 Atlantic. No matches found. Wait, let's say, sorry, it's 5,000 Atlantic. Okay, here we go. We got this one, Sally Jones, that pops up on 5. And she said, yes, I'm Sally Jones, 5,000 Atlantic. And we can see, okay, they are in our system. So let's go down here to renewal info and let's see their contract history. And what you can see here is their plan status is not active, so they've been canceled. They had a termite and pest plan, 1-year contract. Their service plan date was January 23rd of 2013. They canceled in January of 2015. There was a complaint. Now we have a note field here that the customer service department would use to fill in notes about this account. So what you can do is here, you see where that is. You open this tab here for the notes, and you can see there's notes in here about ant reservices, no results, customer wants to cancel. So, but what would happen is, this is one that obviously we'd want to put back under contract. So then the marketing department would start the process of putting them back under. And then the first thing I would do here is set up information for a new contract here. So I would go here and let's say this time around they want a 2-year contract. Let's put 2-year termite and pest. Or actually, no, let's not do that. I don't know if we'd want to put them under 2-year. That's a first time thing. Let's say they'd want the 1-year termite and pest again. Okay, so then we put in that it's going to be 356 again. And so we've started just putting that basic information in there, because what happens after it goes through production, Lori will finalize the plan date and the month, week, and this is how the contract information will sit in the system. So now that we've put that in there, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to here where it says create a service order. We're going to create a service order so we can go through the process of setting an appointment for this person. So you go to create service order, and it opens up, and this is where we will be able to go in via this tab here, this line item here. Remember this menu where we can select from the service item list. This is where we'll be able to go in and create an appointment for their new service. See, now we've selected termite pest control plan. And you see down here is the summary, the service line details, where it summarizes the total price. And you can put coupon amount, everything that we just did with the previous example, you would be doing it here. And again, this is just how the PIC works, that you go in, you find out whether or not they were under contract before, and then you create a new service order. Keep in mind, think about what our current system is like, where you have, lead management, customer management, and all the back and forth information, but they're 2 separate systems. With this, the nice thing is it's one system. So again, here we have all of their contract information is kept here on this renewal info. And I don't know if I can, how good this is going to look, but it's one system I'm trying to write here. It's not looking too good. But everything sits right here. So that's when I keep talking about how important it is to remember that, we're working off one customer record, for each homeowner. So you see this customer has this account number here, and everything we do for this customer is off this account number. And again, it's because right now in lead management, CMS, and Navision, we've got 3 separate systems. Everything here is done in one system, so it's going to be a big time saver for us. But real quick, we'll go in and set an appointment for this customer. We'll make this one simple. We're not going to do a coupon or anything, but let's just say they wanted to put down $100, pay it at time of service, and they want to pay it in 7 installments. Number of installments, 7. Okay, and go up here. We see that they are in MC1. And so what we would do is go here to line. And go to resource allocations. And you see we've got Paul in area 1 on today and on Friday. So we'll say they want Friday at 11. You highlight the time, hit auto allocate, and then hit OK. And then if you hit the refresh key here, you see the appointment, the technician, date, and time populate here on the service order, so you know who it's set for. Okay, I'm going to stop this video now, but what I'm going to say, one thing I would like to say is that I'm going to do a follow-up video because I know everybody has questions as far as things like note fields and different information as far as tracking the appointments. And we have a number of fields here that we are going to use for tracking appointments and notes and different things. So I'm going to make a follow-up video to this one that's going to get more in depth about, again, tracking appointment information and being able to follow up on these service orders. But this one, I just wanted to go through the basics of, again, I'm going to have to right here, starting with the 2 databases, the contact for the new homeowner, information, and then the database where we actually keep all of the, the active customer information, how to use both of those. And then I wanted to actually go in and set some appointments. So we've done that. Again, this was going back to, let's go back to the presentation real quick. Again, this was supposed to be a very basic demonstration, and open this up. Okay. Yeah, because we wanted to, again, to go through like the search procedures, which we've done, searching both the current database and the new homeowner database. We've done that. And then, what am I looking for here? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so we've done that. We created a customer account. We went through the search procedures. We demonstrated what happens with like a PIC. We created a service order. We didn't do so much with tracking the service order information, but I'm going to do an additional video for that. And then we set an appointment. So I think this probably gave everybody just a little bit of taste in the marketing department of how this works. And again, there'll be a follow-up video to this on tracking the appointment information. And I'm going to end it right there.